And here in County.
I come all the way from Western New York to come down here and address this council today. And part of my job and what I do for a living is to maybe help bridge that gap between law enforcement and the citizens, because there's a huge gap there. And in my entire history, in my entire career working on this behalf, I've never in my entire life seen somebody with negligence that puts more police officers in danger across this entire country and world than your guys' police department down here. So what I want is accountability for these officers who put all the other officers in danger. Because if you guys want to talk about officer safety, we ought to start talking about heroism. Because officer safety is nothing more than cowardism, all right? I don't know if you guys want to hear a Yankee come down here and roost your board because you guys ain't getting stuff done.
Yeah.
But here we are from Western New York to down here to demand some change down here and ask for some accountability on behalf of the Erie County family.
Wow.
Because you guys are putting my officers in danger in my county, in my state.
Yep.
You guys are holding no accountability. You guys want to put them on vacation? That's what you guys want to do? You guys want to put these guys on vacation, give them pay? To put all the day officers in this whole country in danger because you guys don't have the galls, the stones for accountability. That's what we want down here today. We want accountability. We want answers. We don't want, oh, we're going to investigate ourselves, find no wrongdoing, and we're going to go about our day.
That's right.
Because there's no bigger cowardism than this city down here. Don't go in there and they want to use children as human shields. What is wrong with you guys? How do you guys call yourselves men down here?
Yes.
All you down there, out there, I got a Uvalde Police Department member over here with a blue line flag, desecration of the American flag on his face. Why is his stripe not yellow for yellow line gang members down here in Uvalde? That's what we want to know.
Yes.
And how is that appropriate to desecrate a flag on his face right now? Blue line gang stuff? This is the yellow line. This is home of the yellow line gang members, guys. And you guys got to change that. It's up to you guys to change it. The police ain't going to change it if you guys don't hold nobody accountable for this.
That's right.
This whole country is put in danger by this council right here because nothing's being done.
That's right.
If I do, also I'm a mechanic in my trade. If I leave a tire loose on a car, nobody's going to give me paid vacation when that guy loses his life because the tire came off. Your police department's tire came off the other day, and we want answers and we want accountability.
Yes.
On behalf of the Erie County fam, I drove and flew many miles to come down here and talk to you guys today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So unless you guys want a Yankee to come down here and teach you guys how to be men, you guys better get your board on gear and you guys better get your act together down here. We don't want to have to come down here and address officer safety.
Thank you so
Again.
That's right.
Nowhere in this country does any police department in this history of this country ever put police in more danger than you guys are.
That's right.
And then past that, the citizens, children. There's children in this room who've seen things they should have never seen. Them officers should have been in there getting shot at, not waiting outside arresting parents.
Yes.
You guys are a disgrace.
Yes.
And you guys better hold some accountability to the management, whoever's running the show. You guys better do something about it.
Yes.
I come down here with my cockroach crushers today to make sure you guys hear the message loud and clear. Nobody in this country wants to hate police officers, all right? We all want to love them. We all want to appreciate them. We all want to call them when we got a problem. What are you guys doing to that image? You guys think about that?
That's right.
Now let's think about that when it comes down to some accountability for these officers, because that's what the people are here. They're holding signs that say accountability. All right, that's what we want.
Yes.
And I yield back. This Yankee will sit down and listen to the rest.
Gracias, mi gracias.
Whoa.
live stream isn't working, I'm watching mine.
Oh, Jack Miller from San Antonio, Texas.
You can check it out.
This is my card. You're gonna want it. And you wanna give it to all your police officers, because I'm gonna make y'all my hobby.
Yeah.
I'm a civil rights activist. I catch bad cops. I appreciate you guys. Citizens are telling me you give them extra time here, and I'm glad that you're letting them vent. Very important. And I'm glad you're talking about fish ponds, and you're talking about getting people involved. That's great, and I commend you for that. But you are not doing enough.
Yeah.
Every cop that was there that did not go in, no amount of training
Right.
is going to cause them to go in. They were already trained. I was a cop right after Columbine, and they came out with active shooter training. And as soon as I heard that day, before video came out, I started telling everybody they weren't following their training. And I'm here to tell you, if a mass shooting happens again in your city, these same police are not going to run in. You don't have to take my word for it. Look at what they did. They were trained to run in and stop the shooter.
Yes. Right.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-cop. I'm just telling you, that's the facts, right? They didn't do it. And they should have. We all know now they should have. They didn't. So what do? You disband. You get rid of every single cop that was there that did not run in there when that guy was shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get rid of them. Is it going to cost you money? Absolutely. And I don't think there's one citizen in here that will not sign that check. Let him sue. Let him sue. Buy. Get rid of them. Buy. This is an at-will state. They're not civil service protected. And if they are, see ya. Sue away. We don't want them here
Right.
faced with the same decision ever again. They've already showed you what they'll do, even with the proper training. So please, bringing in somebody to train the current officers, no. They need to be gone.
Yeah. Gone.
You bring in new officers, the state will kick in, you apply for emergency assistance, they'll handle your law enforcement until you start hiring guys here and girls here, right? They'll do that, and you train them. So that's what I have to say about that. They've already demonstrated to you what they will do. Lieutenant Javier Martinez today got out of his car, got in our faces, and wanted to fight us because we told him to put on his seatbelt. Come to find out, he was the first officer in that school.
Professionals.
He wanted to fight us, but he would not run in. We have it on video.
I'll show y'all if you'd like.
You need to get rid of him.
Those are
Your police officers show up, get out, and they have to push him back in his car. And they left because we weren't doing nothing wrong at all. And your police knew that. He needs to go, please. Last thing. If you guys don't get rid of your police department, nothing against you. I commend you for everything you're doing for these residents and children. But I'm going to teach your residents how to recall you. You all know what recall is. And take my word serious. Call Leon Valley. You got a smirk. I already know who you are, and I know why you got a smirk, and that's okay.
Shit.
Call Leon Valley and ask them what happened the last time I told a city that I was going to have you recalled. We had 2 council people recalled, police chief fired, city administrator fired.
Sir, I'm
True
gonna tell
story.
you right now, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yes, sir.
You wanna start a recall on me, start the damn thing.
That sounds good. I expect
You know
nothing
what?
less from
I'll
you.
sign the petition, but the one thing I'm tired of,
Uh-huh.
people like you come from outside.
I don't care what you're tired of. We don't have
Have to come from outside. People have to come because of the culture here. They have to come.
We're
They
tired
have
of
to
people
come
like
from
you.
everywhere.
I'm glad. We're American citizens. It doesn't matter where you're from.
That'll be enough. That'll be enough, or I will clear the chain. That will be enough.
There's kids from Uvalde
That will be
here
enough.
that are traumatized, that don't need to hear the end.
Please be respectful, man.
That's right.
I am trying to be respectful.
Don't say you're tired of people like us. That's
Sir, if
disrespectful.
you yell
Yeah,
out
but you're
again,
not thinking
I'm gonna
about
have
the
you
kids that are
removed
in
the chain.
here. I
That's
lost
fine.
my
Whatever you
niece.
need.
I lost my niece and she was
It's
one
okay,
of the
you have every
victims of
right.
my kids.
You have every right,
That's why I'm
sir.
here.
Okay.
You have every right.
Don't be disrespectful.
You have every right.
Don't offend the cowards.
He's the one
Don't
that
offend the cowards.
he's the one person out of everybody.
Everybody
who
sees
where's
this.
the governor, where's everybody?
You have every right, you understand? You don't let nobody silence you, you hear me?
Why
is he yelling?
You have a voice. You have a
I know
voice.
y'all don't know that because y'all not from clear cut, but he's the only
investigated
person.
everything in this whole
He's the
situation.
only person. We have
We're not
to
the
limit.
mainstream media. We don't edit
We
everything
have
out.
to limit. We're here every day. We wake up here, we
understand.
go to sleep here. We have to send our kids back to
I
school.
wake up crying about
Hey
the
guys,
same
hey guys,
Okay, I love you.
But don't
Okay, let's
disrespect
move
me.
forward.
I've been asked by a parent to
Let's just keep
go
talking.
down
Exactly.
for his child.
Think
So
about
let's
the
just-
kids that are
Let's
in
just
here.
do that for a second, Family, for a second, please. I know that emotions are high. Guys, this is how you get these emotions down. You get rid of your feelings. That every single officer that was there, not every one of them, but everyone that was there that made the choice to not enter while the shooting was going on, even though they promised in their training, in their active shooter training, that started way back in Columbine, that they would. They promised everybody that they would. They just need to be gone. They should have quit. They have
It's our
not.
community.
You guys
We can
have the,
whatever we want in here.
you guys have the power
Yeah, I know, Janie.
to say
That's all.
bye-bye.
This is intense.
I'm begging you, please do that. And ask DPS to come in and help you guys out while you get new officers in. Please, thank you.
So
Thank you, Mayor.
I'll encourage everybody here in the press, if you're listening, Google, hold on a second. All you have to do is Google Texas Peace Officer Termination. You will find the very first thing that pops up that tells you how you can terminate a peace officer. We're following that to the T. You can't go against it because it's a state law.
Can you tell me what happens if you terminate against that state law? What happens?
I don't know, but I'm not
Well, let me
going
tell
to
you,
break the
okay,
state law.
I will tell,
If we break
I
the
will
state
tell you what
law,
happens.
how does that make that right?
okay, I'm gonna answer. This is what happens if you
I'm
guys.
being honest and I'm being truthful.
I know of the law you're talking about, and you are telling the truth. Let me tell you what the penalty is for breaking that law. There is no criminal penalty for doing it. It brings you up on civil liability, that's it. And like I said, I don't think there's one person in here that won't sign that check.
But it sets a
Let him sue.
precedence, and the setting of precedence in a group like this, on something like that, when you're going against a law.
Rosa
You
Parks,
know that.
let me tell you,
I think the
Rosa,
precedence is what we need here.
Yeah.
please. Rosa Parks saw a law that carried a criminal penalty. And she said, screw that, I'm gonna break that law.
That's a little different than that.
It is not, it's a law. You're using the law to not fire a cop?
No, not exactly. We're following the law and what the state says.
Right, so this is a law you don't need to follow. You need to fire the cops
Yeah.
that made the decision not to go in there.
It's a precedence you
The
don't want
penalty,
to set.
if you're in a war, I'm a veteran, if you're in a war zone and you don't fight, the penalty is death. It still is. If you run away, I can shoot and kill you. All I'm asking you to do is fire them. And let me tell you, the law says I can kill them, but my God says I can't. But if you're on a battlefield with me and you run, I'm gonna shoot you as soon as I can. Even though my God says I can't kill, that's what you're gonna get. I'm gonna violate that law and I'm gonna seek forgiveness. You fire the cops in violation of that law and you seek forgiveness from them. You seek forgiveness from these folks, please. Thank you. And as far as the recall goes, look, if you're not getting rid of these cops, that's a promise. You gotta get rid of them. Later on, you can let me know by email or whatever, if you're for getting rid of the cops or not. If you're for getting rid of the cops, I'll leave you alone. But if you're not, like you, no.
I didn't say that.
Okay, then you let me know, later on, you let me know your position. But anybody up here that is in a position that you're not gonna push getting rid of the cops, I'm gonna do everything in my power to educate the citizens on how to conduct a recall. And that's about the only thing I can do that's legal, right? Okay, thank you. And I'm approachable, you can call or talk to me anytime.
Thank you for standing up.
Thank you for allowing me to speak, Mayor. Thank you, City Manager, for allowing me to time. I don't believe I need a mic. I think my voice escalates enough.
Yes, sir.
And I just want everybody here, the citizens of Uvalde, to know is that us outsiders that you guys seem to not like and push us away, we feel the same pain that you do. And we're all American citizens. And yes, we are divided as a people, not only in Uvalde, but in America as well. And I've tried to push it so many times to wake so many people up, only to be labeled and pushed away and called many derogatory names that you guys wouldn't even think of. Okay? And I understand there's a process with you gentlemen. I do. I truly do. But there needs to be an expedition in that process. And these people need to know that you stand for them and that you're really going to do something for them. And even if that means transparency and allowing them to know step-by-step process and how that's getting done and how you're making movement toward getting that end result. thing to really keep you bonded are the small things that really matter. And if it means mere communication, then that's what we need to be doing for the people of Uvalde. And the memorials that need to be sitting over there at Town Square, those need to be made out of gold, marble, and any other fine metals that you can think of. And it doesn't need to come out of these people's pocket.
Yes.
In my opinion, it needs to come out of 376 officers' pockets. That's what I think. Neither one of those officers need to be paid. And that gentleman right there is a direct reflection just earlier of how the leadership acts in this community for the PD.
Shame on him.
And also the lady that spoke over here earlier about the DPS harassing your citizens, I got video footage of that. And if you'd like that, city manager, I'd be more than happy to give that to you. The last time I was out here, DPS followed me, wrote down my vehicle number, wrote down my identity, followed me to the Billy Bob's, sat there while I had lunch, and then literally stood up and wrote all my vehicle information around and followed me for the rest of town. And that was right after our communication. So your DPS is doing stuff out here to these people. And you want to talk about creating disdain between the community and people? It may not be your officer, but it was that gentleman earlier. But it is also the state PD here. And who has control of that?
Yes.
Who has the communication between their leadership to make that change and make sure that they're not doing the same thing and creating more divide amongst the people?
That's right.
The people sit here and talk about officer safety, officer safety, officer safety. The thin blue line, that thing that gentleman wears on his mask, and it desecrates my American flag that I lost brothers for, and a lot of us veterans here fought for and lost brothers for. And he has the audacity to walk around like that.
Shame.
It's not
Shame.
protecting the
There
virus.
needs to be change. And I understand that you gentlemen are making change, but it needs to be expedited, and these people need to be in that process, even if it means being in the know. I think you owe them that. And I think that's fair. But I do stand for people of Uvalde, and I do feel your pain. Whether you think I don't or I do, I promise you. And I would stand in front of you before any of these officers would ever even give their own lives to protect you. I'd give my own for you. I
Definitely.
promise you that.
Any day for all of you.
Right.